What's going on, everybody? This is the Chicago Sports Talk. Michael back at it with another video talking, of course, the Chicago Bears. So, Dan does not believe Caleb Williams to have a CJ Stroud type of impact as a rookie in the NFL. So, before we begin, like I said, I've done 4 videos today. So if you're new to the channel and you stumble across this video, please hit the Bears subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, and also hit the subscribe button for more of Bears content. So we're gonna do a little bit of a watch along. Like I said, I haven't watched this thing yet, but I'm probably not gonna play too much about it for copyright reasons. But I do. So on Get Up ESPN, after Caleb signed his rookie deal, which I'm looking, no, this was actually before Caleb signed his rookie deal. So he had an interesting take about Caleb Williams. So let's hear it, Bears fans.
I don't see it, Christine. A couple things. Number one, we've had what CJ did last year was historically in the conversation for the greatest rookie season a quarterback has ever had in the NFL. It's like comparing everybody to Patrick Mahomes. It's not fair. Number two, there's only been 5 quarterbacks in the NFL as rookies to throw for over 5,000 or 4,000 yards. Excuse me. CJ was one of them. Cam Newton another. Andrew Luck another. Justin Herbert. So it's a very rare thing. And CJ only threw for 4,100. It wasn't like he, eclipsed it by a ton. I think there's 2 main reasons why I sit there and say, while Caleb can have a really strong rookie year, it's unrealistic to think, let's go do what CJ did. Number one, CJ came from a much more ready X's and O intellect football wise. When he was at Ohio State, Ryan Day, they ran a ton of pro style stuff when it came to formations, personnel groupings, action after the snap, and pass game. So CJ stepped into a system with Bobby Slowick that he had a lot of recall from college of and really good understanding of how pass game concepts were going to marry with each other. Caleb does not come from that. While Lincoln Riley's brilliant and his offense is brilliant, it's very different than what he's going to run in Chicago with Shane Waldron, who's their offensive coordinator. It's from the Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay tree. Caleb comes.
All right, so not to play this, not to bore you guys, but if this does not, if like I said, if I have to trim this because I mostly have to do with these videos, he basically described how Caleb Williams, he doesn't expect it to put too much expectation on Caleb because a lot of people are expecting Caleb to be historic this year because I've seen a lot of projections of Caleb throwing over 4,000 yards. I do, and a lot of people are saying that he's going to have 31 touchdowns this year as a rookie. And I've said this before. I think the minimum is 25 touchdowns for Caleb, 20 at worst. And even then, that's the most touchdown passes in rookie quarterback Chicago Bears history. So he basically just describes how very unrealistic it is for Caleb to come in. And he talks about the system that Stroud had because Ryan Day, because if you don't watch college football, CJ Stroud came from a successful school because Ohio State basically produces. Obviously, they didn't produce quarterbacks for a minute until CJ Stroud, but they produced weapons around and had a good system always around their quarterbacks. That's the reason why majority of Ohio State quarterbacks get drafted in the NFL because of the talent and the system around it. Then he talks about how Caleb didn't always have a good system, which I agree with. Caleb, besides Oklahoma, he was at his peak at Oklahoma, he really didn't have the best of talent to work with. When he went to USC, he didn't have a good wide receiver until the good wide receiver that he really had at college was Jordan Addison. And he basically says what I've been saying. Like I said, it's like we're comparing every rookie quarterback that's coming into Patrick Mahomes, and we're expecting Caleb to have a rookie season type a CJ Stroud rookie year, which Stroud had 4,000 yards. Obviously, the touchdowns don't show it, but he had the passing yards. Obviously, he passed over 500 yards in a game, and he got the Texans into the playoffs and won them a playoff game and ran into the Baltimore Ravens. So he's saying that if you're having the expectation of Caleb to do that, that's not realistic because not every quarterback is basically going to go into a situation like, well, Stroud's situation wasn't any better, but he's talking about the situation that Caleb is. I mean, it's a possibility because of the weapons around him and how the NFL is a offensive league. And like I said, I do think if Caleb is fully healthy, then the expectation should be at least over 3,000 yards. At the peak, he may for over 4,000 yards if he reaches his peak. But it's not, he's going to break a lot of Bears records his first year. I can pretty much guarantee you that because it's not hard to break Bears records. But if we're talking about record-setting rookie years, that's lightning in a bottle because the first year Caleb is going to get his feet wet. But with the weapons and with the system that he's about to go into, should be developed in pretty much no time. And basically, if we win games this year, it's not going to be because of Caleb playing from behind and doing some home stuff. It's going to be because of the team around Caleb Williams. It's going to be because of that defense. It's going to be because of the talent we have. It's not going to be because of Caleb Williams doing some Superman stuff. It's going to be all on the team, which it should be. Build the team first before you worry about the quarterback. But basically, that's my thoughts on his opinions. Like I said, it's his opinion. Let me know if you agree with Dan in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching and bear down.